This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 172 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 1 loss, and represents Core 1 Fitness in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, Jonathan Blackwell. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 174 pounds, represents Elite Grappling in Lebanon, Virginia, and tonight he is making his MMA debut, Austin Cox. Your referee when the action begins is Brandon Sexton.
Brandon Sexton, our referee, as we get ready for bout number 4. This one brought to us by Flow Combat. We're live now on Flow Combat. Touch of the gloves, both guys in the black.
Oh, big head kick right out of the gate by Blackwell.
It's the big, I'm speechless. It's the black Hayabusa board shorts there for Blackwell. It's the Venom Valley Tudos there for Austin Cox.
Well, look, he is bleeding. Austin Cox is bleeding, but he is on top. He got the takedown. It was like the kick landed, and both guys sort of stood there stunned.
Like I did.
Yeah, and Austin Cox moves forward. This could be a nasty cut here, man. A pool of blood forming below these guys. We talked about it. This could be fight of the night, and it is starting right out of the gate here, live on Flow Combat.
How close is he to this submission?
I don't know. There is no submission here. The arm is blocked over.
Yeah.
So Blackwell's just holding on to him. Yeah, but they're going to have to watch out here because because if Cox can't stop the blood, even if he is winning, they're not going to let that continue, man. You can only bleed so much.
Mark Laws is going to see some action. There's no doubt.
Yes. Yes.
Was that a result of that kick?
I think absolutely. What else could it be, man?
It did go down.
I've not seen it yet, but that has to be a massive cut, creating that massive pool of blood.
Right now, Austin Cox in full mount, but oh gosh, the scramble here, and they're so slippery. Still, but he manages to regain his guard.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I've seen before in the past, guys get kicked or get hit hard like that, and they have to put their hand and actually cover up a cut because it is so profusely bleeding, something like that. I know Cox wants to win this fight. I just want to see what the actual cut looks like here.
So to kind of clarify what's going on here, we got to a somewhat neutral, not neutral, but a stable position here. And that's why Brandon Sexton called a quick halt to the action for the referee to look at this. I'm not the referee, the doctor, Dr. Nathan Elliott, to look at this.
Well, now looking at it, it looks like it's just to the nose, which, it will bleed profusely, but it's not a big issue.
It's
not a huge issue. It doesn't feel good, obviously, but that's not going to stop a fight typically. He's still gripping.
Will they restart in guard, though?
I'm not
sure.
They
stood it up in guard.
I'm not sure. He's bringing it back.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, BJJ black belt, Brandon Sexton, he's never going to negate the groundwork, I'll tell you that much. All right, here we go.
Here we go with a fury right away. Again, Jonathan Blackwell on the bottom, Austin Cox on top, and these guys are delivering right out of the gate.
Oh, here we go. Blackwell looking for possibly the triangle choke. Cox realizes it and gets that arm back through. I'll tell you what, when you see blood like this, it makes you appreciate the standards of UMAF, which, of course, requires you to have blood work, hepatitis B and C. I hate to bring it up, but in a situation like this, that's why. That's why we have those rulings, and it's keeping all the fighters safe here.
Absolutely, and it was a bloodbath early. I mean, within 20, 30 seconds, this had started. It's actually slowed slightly at this point as we enter into the final minute of this round. It is Austin Cox on top in the guard of Jonathan Blackwell.
And you got to think about it, who is actually winning the fight? I'm going to say Austin Cox. He's done everything in the fight but that big kick, and the kick really didn't draw any sort of reaction for Austin Cox. He didn't drop. It didn't hurt him visibly, but he did bleed a lot, and I think that may tell a tale to the judges. So you can never guarantee that you got it in the bag.
And we are back up on our feet now. I think it's so far, it's definitely a striker versus grappler type battle. I think Austin Cox, the better wrestler, better grappler. Blackwell with some power, though.
I will tell you what, Ric Flair never looked any better than the crimson mask on the face of Austin Cox.
In his debut, and this is how you make some fans.
Yeah.
This is how you build a fan base here as we go into the second round here. And both these guys say they're good to go. You know, Brandon just asked Austin Cox if he's good. He's like, of course I'm good.
Now, obviously, we're going to see Mark Laws getting those stents up in the nose of Austin Cox. He's going to have a minute to stop that bleeding. Now, of course, Blackwell, his corner is going to have to want to get in there and rub him down a little bit. It makes it very slippery. The blood, as gross as it sounds, that blood can compromise things. You don't want to be necessarily slippery and going all over the place. So I think that see Joey Zonar there with KMAA working some corner duties here.
Yeah, stepping in to help the Blackwell corner here.
We'll see him later tonight in the main event.
We will. KMAA with a couple fighters here still to come. Christina Ricker, EJ Hunt. We're excited to see them. Yeah, we've got a mess early here. Let's look at the replay.
There it is.
And
he
here is that kick.
Into
oh,
it.
my.
And you see him. He steps back. Blackwell steps back. Cox steps back.
I think Blackwell thought he's like, he's supposed to go down here, but he didn't.
No. Testament to the strong chin of Austin Cox.
We are getting ready to go to round number 2. We're set for 3 3-minute rounds. Here we go.
Of course, Brandon Watts and Legacy Nightlife, the official promoter here under the Bar Battles MMA Road Warrior Tour. But Tim Loy, the matchmaker, and this is yet another expert matchup that you've put together here for this card.
I appreciate it, man. You know, these there's so much, there's such a wealth of talent in the Southeast region that, you know, at this point it's, you know, putting together these fights, it's not that hard. There's so many guys that want to battle, so many that want to compete, and we try to match them as best we can. These guys are throwing down.
Yeah, this is cage fighting to its fullest. Live on Flow Combat. Man, these guys almost come through here. Blackwell with a huge left hook to the body, to the face.
And now Austin Cox got pretty deep on that, but nice job negating it.
There goes
by
the
Blackwell.
mouthpiece. Blackwell opening up here. Into the back of Austin Cox. He's going to have to move, and we're going to get a stoppage here. Brandon Section calls a halt. Blackwell with the win.
Jonathan Blackwell splattered me over here in probably you too.
Yeah, all of our papers, everything, man. That's a beautiful vest you've got on there, or was it, rather.
He measured him up. He measured him up for those big uppercuts as he had him down there on the ground. Good killer finishing instinct from Jonathan Blackwell. Rebounds off a loss just 2 weeks ago. Congrats to him. And also props to Austin Cox, warrior spirit there. As we see here, there was he lost the mouthpiece at this part, and then he just measured him with those uppercuts.
Yeah,
there.
Opening up there. We'll see him go to the back. And then it was elementary. And the finish. What a great night of action thus far at VFW Fights Under Siege.
I'm going to let Casey go up into there to navigate all that blood, and we will be back for the next fight.
Your referee stops this bout at 1 minute into round 2 for your winner by TKO to strikes out of the red corner, Jonathan Blackwell.